What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to the Welsh Way here with Aberystwyth Town, and we are now at the stage where we have the draw for the next round of the Europa League. We didn't get through to the Champions League knockout round, and when you look at the group you'll understand that it really is a massive shame that we couldn't get through. At the end of the group itself, we already know who's in the group. And also we did break a record as well in the Champions League. We ended up scoring the highest ever goal tally. I think it was 39. We'll have a official look at that in a second. But anyway, we'll go into transfers. I don't think I made any more transfers since leaving you. I signed Daniel Turner, but he's just a backup player. I'm not even going to bother showing you him. He was here before I re-signed him down, just because I wanted to add another player in the defensive side of the pitch. He's not even great. He'll probably leave in a few years on a free transfer again. I think he left this year actually. He may have been part of free. I don't know, but he did leave either last year or the year before. He left. It might have been the year before. No, I don't know where he left, but he left some point. But he came back anyway. To the league itself, the league, we have drawn a game for the first time in over 2 years, in over a season and a half, so it's been a long time. But someone finally managed to hold us down to a draw, and I believe it was Bangor City. It's been a day, but it was Bangor City, yeah. They've done very well since getting them back into the league, but they managed to hold us to a draw, which is the first team to do that domestically since Cumbrian in the Cup, but in the league it's been really long since anyone's managed to do that. So good display by them. They didn't score against us in that match, but good display. We've conceded a few more goals this season. We've conceded twice as many as we did overall last year at this point this year, so it's obviously not going to be a good year defensively for us in comparison to that year. I'm always going to compare my seasons to the 100% year last year, because it shows what we really were capable of. We've not scored a bucket load of goals either, but I'm not too fussed with that. It's still a good league season, you know. It's still what I expect, bog standard. But to the fixtures, and to the Champions League fixtures more importantly. So last time I saw you was just before the Bangor game. We won 4-0 and 3-0 before we started our Champions League campaign with a 5-0 win against Rosenborg at Park Avenue. Really good performance. Victor Wanyama, Rosenborg's best player, getting sent off in the 29th minute, and it was an uphill battle from there on. We were already 1-0 up at that time with a Dave O'Connor first minute goal, and Terry Jenkins made it 2 quickly after the sending off as well. Before we added to that in the second half with an extra man advantage, proved dividends as we scored 3 in a space of, what was that, 24 minutes, so real dominant spell there. And we ended up winning the game 5-0, so a really good way to start off the group and actually put us top of the group with Manchester United and Manchester City, and Schalke both drawing. Between that game we beat Bala 4-1 and TNS 2-1 before losing to Schalke in a 4-2 defeat. Really disappointed this game because look at the match stats. We were evenly fought. We didn't deserve to concede 4 goals, but we did. 2 late goals in the first half, including a goal from Paulinho, gave them a 2-1 advantage going in at the break, having taken the lead, and then they got another goal in the 75th minute. I knew it was game over there, and I went for the game though. I went all out attack. I wanted to try and get a goal. We got a goal back in the 87th minute, and I thought, oh, maybe this game on, but the guy scored again. Ibrahim Guneng scored in the 89th minute and made it 4-2. So real shame to lose this game. And I believe at the time it put us 3rd in the group, if I can remember. So after that we beat Cumbrian, Tom Pentry and Presterton in 3 easy victories, including a 6-0 victory over in the Cup. But then we lost 2-1 to Manchester City at Park Avenue. To a goal in the first half and a goal in the second for Manchester City gave them a win in what was a really dominant performance. Only 1 shot all game from us, and it came in the 90th minute, and it also came with a goal. So really clinical in this game, but just no threat going forward really, and we don't deserve to win if we've not got a threat, you know, if we're not troubling the other team. So 2-1 defeat there, which at that point did put us 3rd in the group. It put Schalke top and Man City 2nd. Then we played Airbus, beat them 3-0, Port Talbot 5-0, Real 1-0. Before we played Manchester City at the City of Manchester Stadium. Sorry, it's not the Etihad. Why has that changed name? I don't know, but we lost 2-0 to their we beat them 2-1, sorry, at their stadium, at the City of Manchester Stadium, in a really incredible turn of events. So we took the lead very, very early on with Armstrong playing for injured. We had a lot of injuries at this time to our wingers, so we ended up playing Armstrong and Sedmak, the backup right mids and left mids in their position. So You know, I wasn't too confident going into this game. We're going to pick up a result, and we had to. We had to win this game to give us a fighting chance in the last 2 matches to come away, to know that we could still get to the knockout rounds, knockout football next year. And Madu scored, equalising in the 21st minute before Pedrosa's 63rd minute goal. I'm actually gonna watch this goal because I honestly got cheered so loud when I scored this goal. And then the Federal man sent off a few minutes later. I felt the game was done and dusted. Then they still were all over us and they still were smothering us with possession. But this was an incredible goal to score. Look at this. Oh! Just smashing it near post. Pedrosa with the winning goal in the 62nd minute, giving us all 3 points and giving us, like I say, giving us a fighting chance going into the last 2 Champions League games. So after that, we beat Waterloo Rovers 4-0, TNS 3-0, which in the Premier League Cup semi-final, which means we've actually got Real in the Premier League Cup final. So that's a different team in the final. I'm sure we'll win that game. We beat Port Talbot 1-0, and then Rosenborg, we beat them 3-0. Another easy game for us. A few injuries affecting the team yet again, which meant Gary Lowry actually played in this game, who is a youngster, and before this match he'd only played 7 league games. Actually, I think it's like 6 league games. At the time of that game, he had played 1 league game this season, scored 1 goal and got a player of the match performance. He then started in a Champions League game, scored in the 81st minute, breaking through because Rosenborg were holding us at that time. I was really worried that we were going to draw this game, and if we'd have drawn the match, we would have been out of the Champions League. And I was like, oh no, come on, we just got to get a result, because I think Man City were winning against Schalke, and if they'd have won that game, we would have been out if we'd have drawn this one. So, you know, a lot was riding on it. I was going all out attack at this point with 10 minutes to go, and Gary Lowry scored this goal in his first ever Champions League game. I think it was actually first ever start in the Champions League. Scored his first ever goal, and then Jose and Lewis's goal was incredible. I'm actually going to show you that one as well because it really was a beautiful goal to score. But 3-0 in the end there, and Lowry writing his name in the record books there for a really good performance when his team needed it. And look at this goal from Lewis. Oh, it's just beautiful. But anyway, back we go. Nope, not too far back. And so going into the last game against Schalke, we knew we had to win by, I believe, a 2-goal margin, or hope that Rosenborg could hold Manchester City to go through in the Champions League knockout rounds. Between the game, though, we had Karasuz beat them 1-0, Lido we beat 7-0, Bangor we drew 0-0 the first game we drew in, and if we look at the match stats, it's pretty ridiculous. But and then we came to Schalke, and we drew 1-1. End of the day, we couldn't get a goal. Very, very early goal from Lewis. I thought we were on our way, but then straight after the restart, they scored and equalised, and it meant I had to rely on... well, actually, I needed to win this game anyway, I think. I don't remember. At this point, I think Man City were winning, and because of that, we knew we were out, so we had to go all out attack, and we just couldn't break them down, couldn't get the goal we needed, and in the end, we couldn't win. Luke Shaw playing for Schalke, I didn't even realise at the time, but real shame to be knocked out of the Champions League. The group itself finished with us in 3rd place with 10 points. When you get 10 points in the Champions League, that should be enough to get you through to the knockout rounds. We missed out by 1 point to Schalke. If we'd have beaten them there, actually, if we'd have beaten them, we would have gone through. It was if we'd have lost to Schalke, we needed. If we'd have drawn to Schalke, we needed City to lose, and then draw. Sorry. And no, wait, that's not mathematically. Yeah, if we'd have drawn that game, we needed City to lose to Rosenborg going into the last game due to the fact how the second last game panned out with Manchester City winning. You know, we had to, you know, we were hoping for a lot for a team that had lost all 5 games up to that point and only scored 1 goal to try and beat Man City, but that's the kind of stage we were in, and we couldn't do it. If we'd have just beaten Schalke, I was throwing everything forward, trying to find that goal, trying to get that breakdown, trying to get a goal. But in the end, we couldn't do it. And like I said, real shame, because I'm sure if we were to go on all groups now, let's see, 11 points was enough to see them through. 10 points there for Atletico, 9 for AC Milan, 10 for Rangers, 7 for Galatasaray, and 9 for Valencia. We had the highest points. We had how many? We had probably the highest points, bar the top 2 in our group and the top in all the other groups, and we didn't go through. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, and it just shows how good we are now. We are a decent team. It's just we were so unfortunate in this group stages to really have a team who have Rosenborg. If there would have been a slightly better team in 4th place and maybe had picked up a result against City or Schalke, we would have gone through. But because they couldn't, we relied a lot on our own quality, and despite we showed glimpses of it, it wasn't enough to completely dominate us through. So out of the Champions League. We are into the Europa League, but I'm very optimistic based upon our group stage performance that we can do very well. The record that we did break was team goals. We scored the most team goals with 39 this year in the Champions League. And if I actually filter this down to just the Champions League, you'll see that we've got really some big victories. 7-0 in the second qualifying phase, both times. 4-0 then, 5-0 against Rosenborg. You know, 2 against Schalke there, and 3 overall against Schalke. 3 against City. Again, another 7 against Rosenborg in the 2 matches. We've scored a load of goals this year, and it's just a shame we couldn't carry on and add to that goal tally, because it would have been great. But we're out, you know, there's nothing we can do about it now. We just have to move on and hope that we can progress through in the Europa League, because now I want to get past the second knockout round. I know it will depend a lot on the draw, and it will depend a lot on the performances on the day. If we can avoid a few big teams, that would be great. But I do feel confident we can get through to the second knockout round draw, especially with that victory against City and the good performances against Schalke. Despite the 4-2 defeats, they're still good performances. I'm very optimistic. So let's see who we're going to get. Avoiding Nottingham Forest, our parent club. I didn't even flick through the teams that are in it, but you can see it there. I'm not going to list them all. Oh, Videoton, I would have loved them. We've been there before. Tel Aviv, I wouldn't mind. Not Ajax. Oof. Right, who we got left? There's not many people left. It's whittled down to a near few. Copenhagen are a team we can beat. Panathinaikos, I believe, are a team we can beat. And same with Benfica. I'd like to avoid Liverpool and Lyon. But I imagine we're going to end up getting Liverpool or Lyon. So let's see. Oh, Lyon's been knocked out. Benfica will face Liverpool, so we're going to get FC Copenhagen, and I'm very happy with that draw. I believe we've played Copenhagen before, if I'm not mistaken. No, we haven't. Sorry, we have not played Copenhagen before. We're going to get FC Copenhagen, and I'm very confident we can beat them. I'm not sure. They're the Danish champions. They've been Danish champions for probably years and years and years and years now. Let's have a look. If we go all the way back to 2001, they've only lost it 4 times. So clearly we're facing the best team in Denmark. They're facing the best team in Wales. But I'm sure we can do well here. I'm confident of it. I may have a scout of all their team as well. Normally you can get some good regen from Denmark. Oh, let's get a scout report. And let's go into the second draw now. The second knockout round draw. So let's hope for another easy team. Or another easier draw, you know, out of the teams we could possibly get. So Gladbach, Tottenham, Ajax, Dynamo Kiev, Elfsborg, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, whatever. Granada, Fiorentina, Tel Aviv, Sporting, Roma, Arsenal, wouldn't like that. Could Napoli, Celtic, Real Sociedad, Anderlecht. I don't know, that could be a decent draw. Braga, no. Oh, no, not Benfica, Liverpool. Okay, we didn't get that. So what we got left? We've got Videoton, Juventus. I definitely don't want that. Leverkusen, Forest Green. That could be a decent draw, I think. Forest Green, Leverkusen. CSK Moscow, Sevilla. I'm not too sure about that one. But I don't want Juventus. As long as we can avoid Juventus. Ah, fuck. Oh, we get Juventus. I'm sure Juventus will beat Videoton. I don't know. How good are Videoton? I don't think they're very good. The fact that they didn't even win the Hungarian division last year. I think I'm underestimating Hungary, but look at that. Based upon their performances, why have they not got attendances for this game? It's a little strange. We've not even got reports on this game. But based upon their group in the Europa League, how did they get through? Wait, how did they get through? They won 2 games against the beatdown team. Look, they couldn't beat Leverkusen. They couldn't beat Fenerbahce apart from once. They're definitely going to get knocked out to Juventus, the Italian champions. Oh, God. The prospect of facing them is great. They're an aging team by the looks of it as well. Who's the highest valued player? I see 33 million there. Oh, fuck me. £21 million right back. Oh, my days. I don't even want to look anymore. But we could possibly play Juventus. But we have to overcome the first hurdle first of Copenhagen. Let's continue forward and get them official dates slotted in. I think they should have already been slotted in now. Okay, so next time I meet you back will be the 17th of February and the 24th of February, where we're doing the Europa League first knockout round. I'm very optimistic that we can go through. Not so much in the second round, but still, depends on how we play. If we can really dominate Copenhagen, I'll be really happy. So this will be it for now, guys. And until next time, peace out.